Am I in your way?
One of the kids people. How are you guys? What a great crew here, guys. How are you, ma'am? Good to see you all. Did everybody come to the rally or somebody? Okay, well, we had a great turnout. It was so loud in there that my ears are still ringing a little bit. But thank you all, or maybe you guys should say sorry to me for being so loud. I think we had a really good time. We brought our kids up here. Have you guys? How many are from actual St. Cloud? Most of you, good. Okay. We got some out-of-towners too. Some Wisconsin or further out Minnesota? Okay. Don't say boo. We need Wisconsin. We need Wisconsin and Minnesota. Love Wisconsin. Love Minnesota. The kids actually went out and did the park scene yesterday. Cool. And they had a good time. So thank you all. It's a great town you have, and we're thrilled to be here. God bless you guys. All right. Thank you all. All right. We're going to get some cinder rolls here. All right. Hey guys, welcome to Minnesota. Thank you. Thanks for this interruption, ma'am. Thank you so much. Oh, wonderful. Good to see you guys.
One of the owners, I have the other one making us food.
Okay, good.
I got him.
Hey man, how are you? Good to see you. Well, thank you guys. This is such a good rally.
It's incredible.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thousands of people. It was just, great.
Yeah, it was good. The energy was incredible, and everybody was super loud. It was awesome.
Now we just have to turn Minnesota. We got the Minneapolis Metro. I always say we need to build a wall around that and keep it separate from outstate Minnesota.
I think we're going to win it all. I really do. The energy is incredible, and people are very excited. So we have a real chance here.
I have chocolate milks. Did they get their chocolate milks? Excellent.
Yeah. We only have two of our kids.
I'm Nadine. Nice to meet you. Is this your wife?
Yes, it is.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nadine.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys for having us. We're really enjoying it.
Hopefully we brought some business and not just some crazy interruption.
No, thank you for coming here.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Well, we went walking around downtown yesterday. We went to Little Cook. Okay, we can do that. We went walking around downtown yesterday, and I felt terrible because we stopped traffic everywhere we go. So hopefully we bring you guys some business.
Right beside me.
Oh, no, we're totally fine. Thank you. Yeah, she's good to go. And if she gets it on herself, it's not a problem.
Why don't you stand up for you?
She's okay.
You good? Okay. Let me help you. This is dangerous. You've made their day. You've made their day. This is a special treat here. It has to be so hard. They're okay. Look at them. They're like whatever.
Delicious?
Give us chocolate milk. They can do anything.
We can battle the crowds, kids, right?
That's right.
Pardon me?
Could we have a couple napkins, please?
Sure.
Anticipatory.
Yeah, that's right.
There we go.
Thank you.
So how long has this place been here?
He's wiping it all over us. You know?
How long has this place been here, guys?
Jerome, how long has this place been?
Thank you. You know the history.
26
Great.
years,
26. Okay, great. It's
Right.
awesome. Yeah, it's a cool spot. You okay there?
My real job is I'm in the broadcast business, and I raise a lot of money, and Congressman Emmer's a personal friend.
Good.
Tom's
a good guy.
a wonderful guy.
Tom's a good guy.
We're
So
blessed to have him.
Yeah, so how are you here, part-time or?
No, I'm helping out with the campaign,
Okay,
with
good.
everything, and I'm one of the
Good.
larger fundraisers for the Republican Party in the state.
We appreciate your help.
You bet.
Yeah.
We've got 42 radio stations, and everybody knows where we stand.
Okay, good. That's good. Good to hear, sir.
Yeah. Staunch Republican radio.
And ma'am, how long have you owned this place the whole time?
No,
Okay.
I worked here for 26 years. 27 November 27 years.
Okay.
And then I bought it with a partner in the back, Jerome,
Okay, great.
7 months ago.
Oh, awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
How's it going so far? Is it different being on the business owner side of it?
I've always worked a lot, so not necessarily. It's just it's good though.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
Okay, good.
I have a great person with me.
That's awesome.
Yes.
How's business going? I mean, I imagine it's booming. Okay.
It's been hard since COVID though.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
you know, you're closed, you're open, you're open, stuff like that. It's been tricky.
Yeah.
Pricing, everything like that. Everything goes up.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about that. Compared to 2 years ago, how much more expensive is the basic stuff you're buying?
Probably at least $5,000-6,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I know eggs are way more expensive, right?
Hash browns are more, hamburgers more, everything went up. Even now to haul back and forth to get freight charges, things like that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, but we're doing really, really good.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's
you
exciting.
power through, right?
Yes.
That's good. That's what I love about it.
So when you win,
yeah,
you're going to come back with Trump, right?
That's right. We're going to come back. Yes.
What do you think of that? The whole team can come back to our diner.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
It's wonderful. We're going to come back and hopefully we're going to slow down those price increases a little bit, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
That would help us,
And
especially as new business
that's the other
Yeah.
thing, is we're so short of labor and the prices for wages keep escalating in the market. And that's what really drives a lot of our inflation is that labor shortage.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And we need to close the border and we need to get inflation down.
That's right. Well, how
Stop taxing our servers.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well,
No tax on tips.
yeah, we are gonna give you guys a big tip, and I'm gonna write a little note that says no tax on tips. So frame it, and when we win, you can hold us to that promise.
Oh, I will.
Now here, she's just sucked down a full day's serving of chocolate milk here. Is this our bill here?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Here's
all right.
your
Now we got a
bill.
dozen cinnamon rolls, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
There you go.
Okay, here.
There it is.
Great. I got it actually. Yeah. All right. Now here's what we're gonna do. Thank you. Oh, those are big cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna give a tip in cash here.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Seriously, it's awesome. Thank you.
Chuck, my pleasure meeting you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having
Yes,
us.
thank
I'm
you
sure
for
this is
coming.
crazy to have us here, but you guys have been so hospitable. Thank you. God bless you all. Yeah. Can I say hi to some folks in the back? Would that be okay? Yeah. How many people do you have working here?
Can I get a congressman?
Hey, how are you, man? Yeah, good to see you. All right. Guys, good to see y'all. All right, we've got the good guys and the bad guys. I talked to the good guys earlier. I'll talk to the bad guys now. Just kidding. Some of the journalists are okay, I'm sure. Let me say a couple of things, and then we'll just go down the line and take questions. I mean, look, we had a great rally with incredible energy with President Trump last night in Minnesota. I think that Minnesota is ready to turn red because people are sick of Kamala Harris's inflation. They're sick of Kamala Harris's open border, and they're sick of Kamala Harris wanting to give Social Security and Medicare to illegal immigrants instead of the American citizens who have worked for it all their lives. We have a winning message in November. We just have to take that message to every state, to Minnesota, to Virginia, to the traditional battlegrounds, and I think if we do, we're going to win this race. I think the way the media has treated Kamala Harris has frankly been shameful over the past week. This race is about public policy. How is Kamala Harris going to make people's lives better, and how is she going to do anything different from what she's done over the last 4 years? The media seems totally uninterested in covering that Kamala Harris said she wants to ban fracking, that Kamala Harris says she wants to give Medicare to illegal immigrants, that Kamala Harris has said that she wants to defund the police, that Kamala Harris bailed out some of the rioters that burned Minneapolis to the ground just 3 or 4 short years ago. You guys have got to do a better job of covering the details and the public policy of this race. And I think if not, you're going to continue to see the approval rating of the media and of Kamala Harris go lower and lower. But that's my introduction. How do we want to start here?
Let's start here.
Okay, we'll go from right to left.
Okay, fantastic. So you guys want to flip Minnesota, but Kamala is up 52% in the polls. What is the ground game? What are you going to specifically do to get out the vote in a state that hasn't voted red in decades?
Well, it's a good point. The state hasn't voted red in decades, and yet even the worst polls for President Trump have him within the margin of error. So I think we're going to take nothing for granted. She got a little bit of a bump from her introduction, but look, the people are going to learn her record. They're going to learn that she's a radical. They're going to learn that she's basically a San Francisco liberal who wants to take San Francisco policies to the entire country. And I don't think that's going to sell in Minnesota. I don't think it's going to sell anywhere else. So as we tell the message and as we talk about how President Trump has made people's lives better and can do it again. I think we're going to turn Minnesota red and a lot of other states as well. You talk about the ground game. The ground game is really just about driving turnout. We know that we have the votes in Minnesota to win the race. We just got to make sure that some of those lower propensity voters actually get out there, get to the polls, and vote for us. That's something we're working on. We've got great fundraising to make sure that we've got the poll workers and the ground game to do it. And we're going to keep on hammering the message until November.
Who's next?
Senator, some of the people that Kamala Harris is looking at for running mates are Governor Walz, Josh Shapiro, folks in Midwestern states or in Rust Belt towns. Obviously, that's something that an appeal that you bring to the Trump ticket. And what do you think about some of those potential people you might be debating?
Look, I'm not going to give Kamala Harris advice on who she should pick as a running mate. Whoever she picks as a running mate, I think we have the edge because President Trump's governing agenda actually worked for the American people. I think what people in the Rust Belt care about maybe more than anything else is bringing back good American manufacturing jobs. The Chinese make our pharmaceuticals. God bless you guys. Thank you. The Chinese make our pharmaceuticals. The Chinese make critical weapons that we rely on. The Chinese make way too many of our computer chips. Kamala Harris has doubled down on this green energy scam that's actually shipped a lot more manufacturing jobs to China. President Trump and I want to bring them back to Pennsylvania, to Minnesota, to Wisconsin. So we're going to bring that message all across the industrial Midwest. I think it's a winning message because people want to make things in America, and we could do more of it if we had better public policy.
Senator, there's been a lot of speaking over this past weekend, but Donald Trump is at the Turning Point USA event, and Democrats are picking up on what he said to Christians. He said, get out to vote just this time. You won't have to do it in 4 more years. It'll be fine. It'll be fixed. Could you just clarify what he meant by that?
Look, I think President Trump is saying that he's going to do a lot of good over the next 4 years, and this is the theme that the media has totally distorted, where they've taken what he said repeatedly again and again, and I think, frankly, they've lied about what he actually meant. President Trump said very simply that if we don't win this election, look, Kamala Harris has talked about giving illegal aliens the right to vote. We're not going to have a real election in this country again if you bring in millions of people who shouldn't be here and then give them the right to vote over American citizens. So I think he's saying, get out there, make sure this election matters, because if you don't, the next 4 years, we may not have a real election if the Democrats give illegal aliens the right to vote.
Senator,
yes.
have you spoken to Donald Trump since your previous comments have been resurfacing, and what were those conversations like?
Previous comments, meaning that I criticized President Trump. Yeah, I mean, look, President Trump and I have talked a lot about this. In fact, I sometimes joke that I wish that he had the memory of Joe Biden because he's got a memory like a steel trap, and he certainly remembers criticisms that people have made. But this is where the media, I think, really misses Donald Trump. Donald Trump accepts that people can change their mind. And you ask, why did I change my mind on Donald Trump? Because his agenda made people's lives better. This whole thing is not about red team versus blue team or winning an election for its own sake. It's about getting a chance to govern so that you can bring down the cost of groceries, close that border, and stop the fentanyl coming across our country. For 4 years, he did a better job of that than anybody that I've ever seen as president in my lifetime. So I changed my mind because he did a good job, and that's what you do when people do a good job and you're wrong. I've talked to President Trump a lot about it, but look, he doesn't care about what I said 8 years ago. He cares about whether we together can govern the country successfully, and that's what this election is all about, getting that chance to govern so we can make people's lives better.
And have you had those conversations this week?
No, I mean, I don't think President Trump has brought it up. I talked to him last night for a while. I talked to him the day before yesterday. We're talking about the race, right? When we catch up, we're talking about how to bring our message to the industrial Midwest, to the Sun Belt, to the important battleground states. We talked a little bit about what I was going to say at the rally, what he was going to say at the rally. So we talk a lot, but we haven't talked about past comments the last couple days.
Senator,
yeah,
your rollout has also coincidentally, I think, been one of the most, let's say, tumultuous weeks in modern political history. I wonder how you're adjusting. You know, I'm thinking back to when you came to talk to us in Phoenix and you were surrounded by press asking if you would be a running mate. It's been about 2 months. Last week, you've adjusted to going from being a senator from Ohio to the running mate on the Republican ticket. I mean, what's that been like for you, and how are you dealing with the new scrutiny, the schedule, all of that stuff?
Look, I'm having a great time. How could I not have a great time with great people like this behind us, right? You guys are incredible. I think that a lot of people, the media hilariously says, well, how are you adjusting? The answer is, if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen, as a famous Southern Democrat once said. We are doing this to make people's lives better. And the media and the Harris campaign are not going to make it easy on us. They're going to attack us. They're going to lie about us. That is the price of admission to governing this country. And I think it's a shame, absolutely, but I think that it's what you have to do. So I'm doing great, man. I'm having a good time. My family's here. They're hopped up on chocolate milk, so it's going to be a wild plane ride home. But look, we're having a great time, and I'm enjoying it. And I think that we have 100 days. And the way I think about it is no days off. We're going to sprint to the finish line, and we're going to make sure that the American people know President Trump's agenda worked, Kamala Harris's didn't. And I think if we get that message out there, we're going to win.
Senator, both you and President Trump yesterday addressed the rocket attack in Israel.
Sure.
And President Trump himself has said...
Actually, guys, sorry, could we shift? Because I'm like staring right into the sun here.
Sorry about that.
No worries at all. I just don't... I'm going to look like an idiot on TV if I'm staring directly in the sun.
So, as I was saying, you both addressed the rocket attacks last night. President Trump has said on several occasions that he wants a swift end to the war between Israel and Hamas.
Yeah.
How would a Trump-Vance administration gauge the end of that? Like, what would those markers be? Yeah. And should Israel maintain a sort of caretaker presence in Gaza at the end of the hostilities?
Well, look, first of all, I think the Harris administration has been a disaster on this because they say that they want the war to end, and yet they've delayed critical shipments of weapons that would actually allow the Israelis to bring the war to a swift conflict. I mean, we don't want Gaza civilians to die. We also want Hamas to be taken out, and the meeting there, the intersection of those two policy goals is to end the war as quickly as possible in a way that destroys Hamas as a fighting machine. I think the Israelis could do that so long as they had the support from their allies that they needed. But remember, the important goal here is not just the eradication of Hamas, it's to rebuild the Middle Eastern peace process between the Israelis and the Sunni Arab states so that they can provide a regional counterbalance to Iran. There is no way you can do that while this war is going on. So bring the war to a close, give the Israelis what they need, and then figure out what comes next when the war is done.
Cool. Thank
Great.
you, guys.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, guys. You're awesome. Thank you all. We're going to fly home. God bless you guys. Let's turn Minnesota red. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I saw the other day Kamala Harris question my loyalty to this country. That's the word she used, loyalty. And it's an interesting word, simplify, loyalty, because there is no greater sign of disloyalty to this country than what Kamala Harris has done at our southern border. And I'd like to ask the Vice President, what has she done to question my loyalty to this country? I served in the United States Marine Corps. I went to Iraq for this country. I built a business for this country. And my running mate took a bullet for this country. So my question to Kamala Harris is, what the hell have you done to question our loyalty to the United States of America? And the answer, my friends, is nothing. So let's send a message to the media. Let's send a message to Kamala Harris. Let's send a message to every hardworking patriot from Minnesota across the country. We are ready to have President Donald J. Trump back, and we're going to work our tails off to make sure it happens. God bless you all. Thank you. And thank you for having me, Minnesota, a great state.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.